Castle Smar Jbeil was built in the center of the village, on a hill, overlooking the entire landscape. Most of the historians recognize that the castle was built by the Phoenicians, and was under the Persian Empire control in 555 BC. Smar Jbeil is a village in North Lebanon located at 4 kilometers at the south, east of Batrun and at 12 kilometers at the north, east of Jbeil, Byblos. On one of its eminent rocks stands a fortified castle, implanted in the middle of antique vestiges. According to many researchers, the name of the village Smar is from Armenian origin Shemraho or Shemer, which means protector or guardian, so Smar Jbeil means the guardian of Byblos. The ceramic collected on the site shows that it was occupied from the ancient Bronze Age, that is from the 3rd millennium before our era. A tetradrachm that was presented to Ernest Renan, French Orientalist, and that was found on the north slope of the castle go back to the Hellenistic period, and it constitutes an Athenian emission from the reign of Pericles, that is the 5th century before our era. The bas-reliefs of the north slope, where we can see ovoid reliefs, can be Hellenistic. According to Ernest Renan, the represented scenes are related to the ritual of the god Adonis, widespread in the Giblet zone. On the north and northwest side of the castle, the Roman remains are relative to cave layouts and funerary grotto with tomb in shape of trough. One of the precious signs of the occupation of the site during the Roman period is a Greek inscription incised on the slope where it is written in a cartridge in a swallow tail. It shows the death that happened in 241 of a certain Aurelia, a Herculean woman, who lived 110 years, and who rests next to her son. An artisanal structure shows the occupation of the site from the Phoenician period, as well as the Roman and Byzantine ones. It is formed of an unusual concentration of press rooms, cisterns, and rupestrian tanks. 2 big square structures hollowed in the rock at the east of the castle seem to correspond to raisin pressing areas. So we are in the presence of a production center not only of oil but also of wine, which is not surprising in a region known in our days for its vineyards. According to the tradition, a Persian missionary, Saint Nora, came to Smar Jbeil in the year 200 to preach Christianity. Martyred at Batrun, by the order of the Emperor Diocletian, although his eyes were burst he didn't lose his sight, because his faith's power prevailed and he continued to see. In the 7th century, the Maronite patriarch, John Maroon, has to escape from the Byzantine Antioch and went first to settle in the St. Maron Monastery, on the Orontes River, then he took refuge in the Lebanese mountain at Smar Jbeil, in 685. There, supported by Maradat troops of 12,000 men, sent as reinforcement by his nephew Abraham, he was preparing for a battle which took place in Amun and in which the Maronite were victorious. The patriarch went afterwards to Kfar Hay where he founded a monastery. During the settlement period of the Franks in the Holy Land, Smar Jbeil would have been a casa pertaining to the fief of Borton which was controlled by the Provençal family of Agault. During the Ottoman era, in the mid of the 16th century, the region was controlled by Bani Asaf and their allies, the Hamad. But in 1618, the Emir Fakhruddin II conquered the entire region. In 1630, we learn through the manuscripts of the Patriarch Duahi that the dungeon was demolished due to a violent seismic tremor which destroyed it and caused the death of some of its occupants. Today the fortified castle is a place to contemplate history.